Hello everybody. I started doing this project on the van for winterization, and van wife, smart as she is, says you should document this, put it on the channel. So kind of halfway started, and thought I would go ahead and take her advice. So I'm doing a couple things here. One is, this is underneath the sink, and it's where we put our gray water and our freshwater tank, which are sitting right here. So this tank sits here, and then this one sits here. I've got these little heating pads, one here that I keep under the gray water, and then I had one identical to it sitting here for the fresh water. But last year, when it got down to pretty cold, zero-ish, we completely froze up the fresh water. So I replaced it with this larger heating pad, completed the wiring, and that is complete. It's got an adhesive, so it just sticks to the bottom. Probably just leave this as it is. So I think this big one will do the job. It should just sit there and heat up nicely from the bottom. The gray water I'm not real concerned about, so I'll just leave that one on there. Not really. I guess I don't care if that freezes up. Additionally, this is where the cassette toilet mounts, and we were taking it in and out when we come back from trips, just to keep it from icing up, which is kind of a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is, I've already got this one installed, and it mostly kept us out of the woods, but it did freeze up a couple of times. So basically I'm going to double the capacity and just put another one side by side. So I'll put two in, and hopefully that'll do the job, and prevent me from having to bring it in during super cold temperatures. In addition to those two items, I do have some other heating pads installed to keep us from freezing up. One is on the water pump here. I just kind of have it adhesived, stuck to it, the water pump and a tie wrap to help hold it in place, and just got it wired in over here. Stuff's all 12 volt. And see if I can get a shot up here on the faucet. I've got another one wrapped around there, because the faucet, I froze a faucet up a couple of years ago, and the faucet just leaked after you froze it once. So that stuff worked great last winter and didn't have any problems. So I highly recommend these little heating pads for keeping your pumps and your faucets winterized. Just basically have a 12 volt circuit running back to the battery over here, which I can show you. Coming off the fuse block. I got it on a 15 amp. It's 12 gauge wired, and I'm putting that bigger heating pad in, so I'll probably replace that 15 with a 20 with that new larger heating pad. Additionally, I've got heating pads under the batteries, because the batteries are not happy when they're cold. So I've got heating pads underneath those. That'll keep the batteries warm in super cold temperatures. So and I had these installed last year and seemed to work pretty well. The batteries seem to stay pretty happy even in the coldest of temperatures. So that works really well. And I'm going to go ahead and complete the installation. Here is the additional. This is the one that came out from the freshwater tank and kind of demolished it. But I've got a new one here that'll put in for the toilet. And go ahead and get a router. You have to router out. You have to router out a little bit to get it to fit flush, because otherwise the toilet won't sit down and lock. If you guys remember from this earlier video I made, the mounting kit, the bowl of the toilet, or not the bowl, but the reservoir of the toilet locks into place here and here, and then there's a locking plastic locking piece that holds the toilet down here, and it won't sit on this without this being flush. So I'll have to router out a little bit right here with that guy, and then mount that in and wire it up. So should be pretty easy. All right, looks like this should work. Got that routed in. Got it stuck into place. Let's see if it actually fits. Line up the tabs. Locking piece. Perfect. That'll work. Time to put it in the van. This part of the video is showing the wire prep for adding the second heating pad. Clipping off the old male quick connectors, prepping the wires, and crimping on the new male quick connect with both wires. All right, moment of truth. See if she fits. Got the mounting plate back in place. Just gotta plug the wiring in. I love these quick disconnects because it makes it so handy for doing work like this. You can just disconnect and reconnect if you got to remove something. That goes off there. Line up the tabs and back. Feels like it fits. See if it snaps into place, which it does. Perfect. And then obviously the white bowl sits on top of this, which you guys can see some of our previous videos. Also, there's a video out there about how this was made and built for attaching the Dometic toilet. And gotta replace Mr. Fuse. Take the 15 out of there. And if I have a 20 in here, I do, right there. I really like these Easy ID fuses because if you have a blown fuse, they actually light up and helps you troubleshoot the problem a lot faster. If one of these fuses blows, there's a little light that turns on and tells you, hey, need to change me, there's a problem, which saves a lot of time. Then you don't have to get the electrical meter out and troubleshoot. So works pretty well, these Bussmann Easy IDs. Pretty slick. So that's the winterization upgrade we do. It does nothing to keep the occupants warm, however. Van wife would be very clear about that. But it does save the equipment and keep you functioning in cold temperatures. Thanks for watching.